She pulled away, didn't she? And now she's mad because you didn't run after her. But what if I told you this is exactly what she didn't expect, and it's driving her crazy? In this video, we'll uncover the truth behind her reaction and, more importantly, how you can handle it like the high-value man you are. Stay with me. You're about to see the game in a way most men never will. Before we dive in, a quick shout-out to my amazing members, Robert, Ria, and Gary Tabber. Thank you for your support. Now, let's get back into it. Section 1. Why she pulled away in the first place. Modern relationships operate in a unique and often unspoken framework. Today's women are navigating a world flooded with constant validation, social media likes, attention from strangers, compliments in DMs, and the endless cycle of being noticed. For many, this constant affirmation becomes addictive. It reinforces their self-worth. However, it also creates a complex dynamic in relationships where external validation competes with the genuine connection she might share with you. When she pulls away, it's rarely a clear-cut case of losing interest. Instead, it's often a calculated move, whether conscious or subconscious. She's testing you. Testing to see how much power she holds in the relationship. Testing to see if you'll chase her, validate her, and feed into the ego cycle that modern culture has fostered. This is especially prevalent in women who are accustomed to being pursued. They've learned to expect the chase as a sign of their desirability. But here's the catch. When you don't chase, something deeper gets triggered. A woman's pull-away isn't just about testing you, it's about her own insecurity. By pulling away, she's asking, will he fight for me? Will he prove that I'm worth it? And when the answer doesn't align with her expectations, anger or resentment can quickly surface. This reaction is less about you and more about her own internal struggle between wanting validation and fearing rejection. As a Stoic man, you must understand this dynamic. Chasing isn't the solution. It's a trap. The moment you chase, you lose your power. You confirm her control over the relationship dynamic, and worse, you signal that your value depends on her attention. This imbalance creates a toxic loop where she pulls away repeatedly, knowing you'll run after her every time. By standing firm and not chasing, you disrupt this cycle, signaling that your worth isn't tied to her games. Instead of reacting emotionally, approach this situation with clarity and purpose. Ask yourself, why is she pulling away? Is it a reflection of something deeper in our relationship, or is it a reflection of her own insecurities? Often the answer lies in understanding her fears, not in chasing her approval. This perspective is what separates high-value men from the rest, those who command respect and admiration without sacrificing their own self-worth. Section 2. Why she got angry. When you didn't chase. When she pulls away, it's a move to control the narrative of the relationship. It's her way of flipping the script, where she becomes the pursued and you become the pursuer. But when you don't follow the script, when you stand firm and refuse to chase, it disrupts her expectations, and this disruption can spark anger. Why anger? Because your refusal to chase challenges the foundation of her power in the relationship. It forces her to confront an uncomfortable truth. Her actions didn't have the intended effect. In a world where she's accustomed to being pursued, your nonchalance feels like rejection. It's not just about you not chasing. It's about the deeper implications it has on her sense of control, validation, and self-worth. Let's go deeper. Women of this generation are often raised in a culture that celebrates independence, but also heavily rewards external validation. Social media amplifies this with likes, shares, and comments that act as constant reminders of their desirability. When she doesn't receive the expected response from you, it creates a void, a stark contrast to the validation she's used to. This void is where anger and frustration take root. But here's where it gets interesting. Her anger isn't necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it's a signal that your behavior has set you apart from the crowd. Most men would have chased. Most men would have validated her actions. But by not doing so, you've shown her something rare. A man who doesn't rely on her attention for his sense of value. This angers her because it forces her to question her own approach to relationships. It forces her to consider that her usual strategies don't work on you. From a Stoic perspective, this is a powerful moment. Instead of reacting to her anger, stay grounded. Let her emotions play out without losing your own sense of balance. Her anger is not yours to carry, it's hers to process. By remaining calm and collected, you reinforce your position as a man who commands respect, not through desperation, but through self-assurance and emotional control, force or manipulation, but through unwavering self-worth. Remember, in the long run, anger often turns into admiration. When she reflects on the situation, she may realize that your refusal to chase wasn't a rejection, but a testament to your strength. And that strength is what ultimately sets high-value men apart from the rest. Section 3. The power of not chasing in modern relationships. Not chasing isn't just about winning the power struggle. It's about embodying a mindset of abundance. In today's dating landscape, men who chase are often perceived as desperate or lacking options. But men who stand firm, who prioritize their purpose and self-respect, are seen as valuable and rare. Think about it. In a world where so many men scramble for attention, how does a man who doesn't chase stand out? He signals that he's not dependent on anyone for his happiness or sense of value. This level of independence and self-assurance is magnetic, especially in a generation where genuine confidence is often overshadowed by surface-level bravado. But let's be clear, refusing to chase doesn't mean being cold or dismissive. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to compromise it. It's about setting boundaries that protect your peace and ensure that you're only investing in relationships that are mutually respectful and fulfilling. When you don't chase, you communicate that your energy is valuable, and not everyone is entitled to it. This mindset doesn't just benefit you, it also sets the tone for healthier relationships. When you refuse to chase, you invite her to step into a dynamic of mutual respect and effort. It's no longer about games or tests. It's about two individuals choosing to invest in each other from a place of genuine interest and value. From a Stoic perspective, not chasing is an exercise in self-mastery. It's a commitment to living by your principles rather than being swayed by fleeting emotions or societal pressures. It's about staying true to yourself, even when the world around you encourages otherwise. And in the end, this authenticity is what attracts the right people into your life. Section 4. How social media reinforces her expectations. Social media has fundamentally changed the way relationships operate in this generation. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat encourage a constant feed of validation. A single post can garner dozens, if not hundreds, of likes and comments, creating an environment where attention becomes a commodity. Women, especially those immersed in social media culture, grow accustomed to this validation loop. It's no longer just about personal connections. It's about how many people are watching. When she pulls away, she's often expecting you to act like the countless others who flood her DMs or comment on her pictures. These interactions have trained her to expect instant responses to any move she makes. But when you don't react, it creates a gap in her experience, a dissonance that's hard for her to process. She may not consciously realize it, but social media has shaped her expectations in a way that real-life interactions can't always match. Your lack of response isn't just confusing, it's disruptive. It forces her to question why you're different from the rest. This is where her anger often stems from. She's grappling with an experience that doesn't align with the validation-fueled dynamic she's used to. As a Stoic man, your ability to resist this pull sets you apart. It shows her that you're grounded in reality, not caught up in the superficial games that social media encourages. This isn't to say that all women are intentionally manipulative. Rather, they're navigating a world that encourages these behaviors. By refusing to play along, you not only challenge her expectations, but also invite her to rise above them and engage with you on a deeper, more meaningful level. Section 5. The psychological impact of chasing. When you chase after someone who pulls away, you unknowingly send a powerful psychological signal. You tell her, "Your attention defines my worth." This can have two detrimental effects. First, it reinforces her belief that she's in control of the dynamic. Second, it diminishes your perceived value, both in her eyes and in your own. Let's break this down further. Human psychology is wired to value what is scarce or difficult to obtain. When you chase, you make yourself readily available, erasing any sense of mystery or intrigue. She no longer has to work for your attention, and as a result, it becomes less valuable to her. This can lead to a vicious cycle where she continues to pull away, knowing you'll always come running back. But the impact isn't just on her, it's on you too. Each time you chase, you chip away at your self-esteem. You start to associate your happiness with her approval, creating a dependency that's hard to break. Over time, this dynamic can erode your confidence and make you feel less in control of your own life and emotions, powerless in the relationship. By refusing to chase, you disrupt this cycle. You reclaim your sense of self-worth and communicate both to her and to yourself that your value isn't tied to her actions. This psychological shift is what sets high-value men apart. They understand that their worth comes from within, not from external validation or approval. Section 6. Why Stoicism is your greatest tool. In situations where emotions run high, like when she pulls away or gets angry, Stoicism is your greatest ally. This ancient philosophy teaches you to focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. Instead of reacting impulsively to her actions, you learn to respond thoughtfully and with purpose. When she pulls away, your Stoic mindset reminds you that her behavior is not a reflection of your value. It's a reflection of her own fears, insecurities, or emotional patterns. By staying grounded and composed, you take back control of the narrative. You don't let her actions dictate your emotions or self-worth. Stoicism also helps you see the bigger picture. Instead of getting caught up in the moment, you can step back and evaluate the situation objectively. Is this relationship serving you? Are her actions aligned with the kind of partnership you want? These questions become easier to answer when you're not clouded by the impulse to chase or react emotionally. By practicing Stoicism, you not only handle her behavior with grace, but you also cultivate a sense of inner peace that benefits every aspect of your life. This is the kind of strength that women, whether they realize it or not, are deeply attracted to. It's the strength of a man who knows himself and doesn't need external validation to feel whole. Section 7. How Not Chasing Builds. Real attraction. Attraction isn't just about physical appearance or surface-level qualities. It's about energy, confidence, and the ability to stand firm in your values. When you refuse to chase, you exude a sense of self-assuredness that's incredibly attractive. You're no longer just another person vying for her attention. You're someone who commands respect without demanding it. Not chasing also creates a sense of mystery. In a world where most men are quick to follow, your decision to stand your ground makes you stand out. It sparks curiosity, and forces her to wonder what makes you different. This curiosity is the foundation of genuine attraction. It's not about playing games, it's about being authentic and secure in who you are. But here's the key. Not chasing doesn't mean ignoring her or being cold. It means maintaining your boundaries and showing her that while you value her, you also value yourself. This balance is what creates the kind of dynamic that leads to mutual respect and deeper connections. Section 8. The importance of setting boundaries. Boundaries are the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. When you set clear boundaries, you communicate what you will and won't tolerate. This isn't about being controlling, it's about respecting yourself enough to demand the same from others. When she pulls away, it's an opportunity to reinforce your boundaries. Instead of chasing, you can calmly express your expectations for the relationship. For example, you might say, "I value open communication, and if something's bothering you, I'd rather we talk about it than play games." This approach not only sets the tone for healthier interactions, but also shows her that you're not afraid to address issues head-on. Section 9. The long-term benefits of staying true to yourself. In the moment, refusing to chase might feel difficult. You might worry about losing her, or wonder if you're making the right choice. But in the long run, staying true to yourself always pays off. When you prioritize your self-respect and values, you attract the kind of relationships that are truly fulfilling. You build connections based on mutual respect and effort, rather than games or manipulation, and most importantly, you cultivate a sense of inner peace and confidence that no one can take away from you. If you enjoyed this, hit like, leave a comment, and make sure to subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.